So I don't know if you noticed today, it's starting to get really nice out. And today could be nicer than yesterday, is what they're saying.
It seems like forever since Mother Nature has been this kind to us. Our executive producer, Kayla Thomas, has been out enjoying the weather, but she's hardly an expert. I hear you have one standing by, though, Kayla.
That's right. Well, I will have you know, I may not be a weather expert, but I did take a meteorology class in college. However, I did get a B. So it's a good thing I've got Ryan McPike here. It's hard. It really
is very hard. You know what's hard about that? A lot of my friends, they were interested in meteorology just as a hobby or just to learn more, and I think I influenced them a little bit on that. When you start getting into some of the radiation stuff and the ultraviolet and the wavelengths, all of a sudden it becomes chemistry and physics real fast, even in intro.
I remember writing an essay about lake effect snow and thinking I was in over my head. Okay, so yesterday was gorgeous.
Yep.
Today, even better?
I think temperatures are going to be close to the same. We made it to 72 officially in town. Good shot to do that again, and I don't think we're going to have the 30 to 40 mile per hour winds.
Right, so, obviously an issue with some brush fires and that sort of thing.
Yeah, and dust kicking up, and I have an allergy to that, so I felt that this morning. But you know what? The trade-off, 72 degrees, it's tough to complain about that after this winter, for sure.
Well, we want to turn this into a conversation, but since we have you here, we're going to look at the 7-day forecast too, because tomorrow's not going to be as nice, but it looks like we've got some spring-like weather returning.
Yeah, and as we were saying, maybe a little bit better overall today just because we don't have the wind. And then tomorrow, interesting because March, we all know, can be a little weird.
Right.
Looks like we're back in the 40s, and believe it or not, we may have snow tomorrow evening. A burst of wet snow is possible. So you just don't think of that after 72 back-to-back days.
But let's think about this. These 72 back-to-back days, maybe a little bit of the S word, like you said, but are we pretty much done with the really horrible, nasty, the teens, the 20s?
I'm going to go out on a limb and say the brutal stuff. Again, last week, 7 days ago, we woke up to -6. That was a record.
Right,
Last
I remember
minute,
that
6
day,
below.
taking the kids to daycare and full mittens
So,
and
I mean, I think we're done with that, because even our coolest days, Matt pointed out this morning on the early show, he was talking about, I see 25, 27 as your coldest low, and I'm like, yeah, see, that's the change. And then even Thursday, we're back in the low 60s.
Now, how long has it been since we had 72?
Okay, good question. I did some research. It was quick research this morning, and it looked like the last time we hit 70 was October 13th.
Wow.
And it's been really cold. In fact, I had a handful of days, one last month, and then one going back to January that we were in the mid-60s. I know that we had that 64 and the 65, and that was like one each month. Now we've had some upper 50s, close to 60 a few times, and even right after Christmas, we had one day there, I believe the 27th, 28th, 29th, where we were at 61. So it's been a rough, long winter, though.
As long as we have you for a few minutes today, let's talk about something called early riser.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You're on the air at 4:30 in the morning now?
Yeah, Matt and I do a show, and it's pretty weather intensive.
Right.
I mean, if we have some breaking news, we mix that in there as well, but basically we kind of start off with our weather of the day. If we have active weather, we really focus on that. We'll see what happens in the spring, and we've had a lot of cold. We've had even a few bouts of snow, but we started that, and all of a sudden the weather got more active, so it actually worked out just right. And it looks like as we head towards the spring, we'll probably use that more. And then Matt does a national segment if you're going to be traveling, or just it's basically for, you know, weather geeks like myself. If you like weather, we do a lot of stuff. And then we show you some fun video or not so fun video across the country, kind of what's going on with the nasty weather. So.
And even if you're not up at 4:30, you can DVR it. One last quick question. Better nickname, McBuckets or McHottie?
I like the McBuckets, I think.
All right. That's some viewers call this guy Ryan McHottie.
I have no idea where that came from.
I'll get your hot dog here. Thanks for your time today.
Good job on the grilling, by the way.
Yeah, one of them just exploded. So, Mike, Mary.
That's mine. Let me
look
guess.
at this. I have these waiting for you at the end of the show and a couple more to pick on. I got the grill marks going, so I'll send it back to you.
Spring fever, Kayla.
That's right. Thank you, Kayla.
I was worried about those hot dogs. You guys just kept going on and on. Like the hot dogs.
The hot dogs. See, the hot dogs.
All right, thanks, Kayla. So who says you can't get something for nothing? Why that's not the case at Schrock Innovations when we compute this.
Yeah, we'll send you to break with a live look at the city. It's shaping out to be a beautiful day, as Ryan was explaining. Bring on the shorts.